Hey, thanks for tuning in. We're going to talk about the 19-year-old expat from Louisville, Kentucky. We'll talk a little bit about monthly budgets to live here in the Philippines, and we appreciate you joining us. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, all that stuff, and let's get this show on the road. Well, like I said, you just can't sit around and do nothing after the shave, the shine, and the shinola, all of that stuff.
Get on with it. Say what you have to say.
Uncle killed about an 8-foot python outside the house by his place. You know, I'm all about don't kill the python, you know, because I'm into herpetology and stuff, but I also realize that, you know, the pythons attack their chickens that they feed on and rely on eggs.
Coming up, are there snakes living in your walls?
Well, today, a little update on our 19-year-old expat. I can divulge this because he's already given us the information. His name is Richard. He's from Louisville, Kentucky. He has been here for just over a month. He dropped out of school when he was 12 and went to work for his father. His father has his own business, and so he has been doing that and has been homeschooled ever since. When he was 16, he saw a video online about somebody living in Thailand and says, hey, of course, you know, when you're 16, you're like, girls, yeah. And so he says, hey, I'm gonna go there and find a girl.
Watch us reel in the babes.
He's got a pretty level head on his shoulders, and what we're gonna do is have him over for lunch tomorrow. So we'll get a little more time to talk with him. Spend some time with part of his family here. They're coming out as well, so we'll just make sure. I had gotten a lot of emails and comments saying, be sure to give Richard the proper guidance. Well, look, I'm not Richard's father, although I'm old enough to be his father. I certainly want him to do things right. I certainly want him to be okay, and I have no problem being somebody that will try to give him the good advice that he needs. Now, I'm not going to just volunteer advice. If he asks me for advice, then I'll give him advice. I'm not going to just say, this is what you need to do.
Best advice I can give you is you listen to your heart and your gut.
Because you know what they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So you can tell somebody the best advice in the world, and if they're just going to brush it off, it's never going to do any good. So why waste your time? I can tell you, when we were first out at the beach at Bury and met Richard, he had talked to a few of the girls that live here in the barangay here. And when they found out that I was having Richard over for lunch, oh, they got all giddy.
We couldn't stop giggling, and our coconuts kept knocking together.
They're just all giddy. Yeah, so they're looking forward to that. So I'm sure we'll be in the Tuba having lunch. And we'll have girls sticking their heads around bushes and trees like this. What's going on? What's going on? Is he over there? I guess you kind of have to look at it from their perspective. I mean, he is a 19-year-old kid. You don't see many 19-year-old foreigners running around the Philippines. And so this is kind of like a diamond in the rough, so to speak. Another thing was, how does he expect to support himself? Well, his father at one time wanted to turn his business over to Richard and let Richard run it, but, you know, he had the wanderlust as we went over, and he wanted to come and do this. And so his thing is if he can spend a couple of months back in the States working and then spend the rest of the time here, then he's good to go. I certainly hope that that's the way that it works out. That would definitely be nice for him.
Yes. Next subject.
You know, I see a lot of people doing budgets online, how much it's going to cost to live here and things. But, you know, I don't think you can really give an accurate portrayal of that because it's completely different for everyone. You know, some guys are going to need $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 US dollars a month. Some guys literally are doing it for $500, $600 a month. And of course, some people will want to shit on them going, yeah, but what kind of life can you have? It doesn't matter. As long as they're happy, it doesn't matter what kind of life they have or what kind of life you see them as having, because it's their life. And if that's what makes them happy, that's what makes them happy. They don't need the amenities that you need. And so, hey, it's all good. You know, I could delve into a few stories about guys that are, you would think that they're probably spending thousands and thousands a month, but literally they're spending less than 800 and doing well, you know, living everything that you need. Beautiful place, you know, beautiful girl, motorcycle, place on the beach. And that's right, they're not spending $4,000 or $5,000. Literally, you know, depending on the month, and that doesn't include travel costs because you always want to throw some aside and go to different places. But I know somebody doing that, just living high on about $650 a month. So it can be done, and it doesn't matter what anybody, you know, look, you didn't move here, I hope anyway, you didn't move here to keep up with the Joneses, because that's what we left behind. You know, that innate desire or need to compete with the next guy, to have more toys and the bigger house and all of that, because that's not what life is about. If life is about that for you, good to go. Good to go. I'm not going to say anything negative about it. That's your life, but that's not the way everybody lives. And if somebody's happy with minimalism, I'm happy for them as well. Jump on the track, head to town, and get some supplies for lunch tomorrow. What do you feed a 19-year-old? Oh, we can go to McDonald's. No. No. Good morning to you, buddy. How are you? You want to say hi to everyone?
Hi, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice. Hello to you. Good looking. Say hi to everybody. Well, it's Saturday. It just got done raining. I mean, pouring. I didn't hear any old man snoring, but it did get pretty gnarly here for a while. But, you know, yesterday I went into the store in town to get provisions for lunch. So now I'm heading to the waiting shed in San Andreas to meet Richard and his local brother his family has taken Richard in and made sure that he has not been taken advantage of. So we're going to go meet him, bring him back to the jungle village barangay, and chill, have some lunch, and talk. See what he's got to say. Richard, I don't want to offend you or anything, but you look nothing like Michael Jackson.
Not what I meant when I said that.
Of course, you know Richard. I've been talking about him on the vlogs and things like that, and Richard has finally made it out here to Nasanogan, the barangay, and had lunch with the family. And everything okay with you so far?
Amazing. The best food I've had since I've been in the field.
Yeah. I know how to pick them, don't I?
Oh, yes.
So, it's a little rainy today, but a pretty nice day. And just happy to enjoy some stuff. You know, Richard doesn't drink, but I do on occasion, so I've got Tuba. I know, one of these is Tuba, one of these is Pepsi. Can you guess which one is which? Okay. That, of course, is the Tuba. Now, this one looks a little different than probably most Tubas that you check out, because, of course, Tuba is made from the sap of a coconut tree, mangrove bark, and water. Now, this has been in fermentation for about 4 to 5 months, so it really knows how to kick you in the huevos. I mean, toes in the gonad, if you know what I'm saying. So really, really good, as opposed to the stuff that you just, you know, comes right out of the jug. They filter it and then pour it into a bucket, and everybody in the barangay starts drinking. So this has more of a flavor. It's, I don't want to say that it's smoother because it has more of a bite, but it's kind of got a little bit of a whiskey kick to it, which I like. Compliments of my father-in-law, Romulo, who makes the best tuba around, and he's like responsibly he supplies everybody, I think, in this whole, 50-mile radius with the Tuba, so it's good to go. So have you learned anything since we've last met, Richard? We went and had lunch at DAPS, if you want to call it that.
The situation was very funny.
It was
I was
good.
thinking to myself, maybe after the first hour, maybe they didn't put an order in. They didn't say anything because I know it's slow here.
Yeah.
But after the 2.5 hour mark, you got up and asked if they placed it in, and they hadn't placed their order at all.
Well, and the one guy was just like, I've never had that issue at that place before. They've always been right on it, and I don't know what the issue was, but I had told you that, it's not like why were we waiting so long? It's because a lot of the time they're just like, they don't want to bother you, and that's why they're not coming over and refilling or asking if you want a drink or telling you that, hey, your food is coming up or anything like that, because they just don't want to bother you, and they're shy people. But we sat there, but it didn't matter. I mean, we shot I was going to say shit. I've been saying shit a lot here on the vlog, but we shot the shit and had a good time, enjoyed ourselves, and to me, it's a nice little place to watch the world go by and have yourself a drink, get something to eat. So it is DAPS, and just make sure when you go there. And like I said, it was a new employee that I'd never seen before. Everybody else that works there has been right on it, and so I don't have a problem. But they made a very good YouTube short for me. Yeah, I mean, it was very successful, and I thank them all. They did a great job because I went back in the kitchen, and they all kind of agreed it was a good time. It's the most famous thing that you hear in the Philippines is not available, and that is true. Is it not? You run into that issue
all the time.
Yeah, and again, it's nothing to get upset about. You just go, okay, I'll choose something else. Not a worry. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, like, smash that like button, pound it, kick it if you want. That'd be cool. I'll do that. Be sure to leave a comment if there's something that you want us to cover or anything like that. Plus, I just love hearing from everybody and responding. And I appreciate each and every one of you for taking time out of your day and being a part of the channel. I used to have the Fish Militia, the Fish Tank Media. Now, if you're a member, you're the Fish Militia, and the female arm of the Fish Militia would be the Tactical Women's Alert Team. I'll let you do that in your mind yourself. So, appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll just get back to eating some more, right?
Yes.
Does that sound good?
Yes.
We had chop suey, we had pork, we had rice, we've got tuba. I think for dessert we've got like a triple chocolate eclair cake with no. Getting them all excited. What? This is awesome. Sorry, not available. Have an excellent day.